Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to our Direwolf 20 1.10 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. So, I know it's been a few days since last episode. You may have seen, I started a new series, Craft of the Titans. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I do highly suggest it. Personally, it is my favorite 1.10 pack thus far. It's amazing. I will say it's not for the faint of heart. If you didn't like packs like Blood and Bones or Mad Pack or something like that, especially Mad Pack 2, that was my favorite. You may not like it. It is a bit of mob difficulty based pack, and it's stout. But I have been working on a few projects on here, kind of wrapping some things up and cleaning some things up. I'm not totally finished. I will go ahead and say, I mean, there's still some things. There was a lot to clean up, across the base. But as I mentioned before, this series is just about to wrap up. I believe that today's episode will be the final episode because I feel like we've covered about everything within the pack that I really wanted to cover. Everything that came to mind anyway, after we finish today's episode. So, assuming that it's not a two-part episode, I don't think it will be, because I think I will do a little bit of work off camera during the process of this, because we have a lot to cover with today's episode. And today, my intention is we are going to automate the rainbow generator. I know I mentioned that in the past. That was one thing that I wanted to do. So we are going to work on that today. But since last episode, let me quickly take you through what all I've done. So first off, over here, I did clean up our alloy smelters, and I moved them over here. And basically what I've done is, right here on the interfaces, you can see like this one makes signalum, energetic alloys, so on and so forth. And so does this interface, and this interface, and this interface. So for example, if I was to order vibrant alloy, let's say. So let's order 20 vibrant alloy. Okay, I have no clue. I have no clue. This was, honestly, it was working just fine before. But basically what I've done is I have interfaces here with the same recipes. I'll have to troubleshoot this. I don't know what's causing this. And all these interfaces, like each row, like this one's different. It makes like the vibrant alloy and stuff. This one makes the chorus fruit and draconium and all that. This one makes resonating plates. Over here we've got like the ender crystal. This one's the slice and splice. I don't actually have anything in that right now, but redstone alloy, and then we've got dust and stuff and sag mills on the top. But I don't know why it's suddenly not working, because it was honestly before, it was basically what it was doing was whenever I'd order, say, like 20 energetic alloys, it would do like 5, 5, 5, 5, in each alloy smelter. Sometimes one would get 6, but and then of course one would get 4, but for the most part it balanced it out. But suddenly it's not working, so I have no clue. And I mean, I know I've got plenty of CPUs, because I have a ton of CPUs. Like right now it's supposed to be making bread, it just can't figure out how to make it. I don't know. Okay, well anyways, I'll have to troubleshoot that. I don't know. I've had a lot of issues in this pack with Applied Energistics too. Like a lot. More than I've ever had. So, I don't know. Sometimes things work and then sometimes they won't. Like my bread, I know my bread works. I just ate a second ago and it filled it back up, but it's just not, it's not being very intelligent. Up here in Central Control, I did do a bit of cleanup in here. I added the glass paneling that I was wanting to put there, and then as well up here, our reactor is still running great. It has, with those same settings, it has kind of, the energy saturation you can see is at 33% now. Containment field, honestly this containment field where it's at right now, it kind of bounces back and forth. So 27.09% is still way high on containment field. So I will have to throttle that a bit. Honestly, I know some people like about 10%, some people like about 15%. I wouldn't go over 15% containment, that's way too much. Personally I like to have it low, like 3% or something, because even if it does lag for a second, it's not going to lag enough to blow up your reactor unless it's just, I don't know. I mean, mine hadn't had any issues at all running. It's been great. But I do need to change up some power settings and throttle it a little bit. Our reactor, we have a lot of RF at this point, 800 billion RF. way more than we'll be able to use. And then this is just liquid Enderium that kind of runs down and kind of pools at the bottom. So, oh, I missed a spot there. I'll have to get some more. That's fine. But yeah, I did a bit of work in here. This is dark iron bars just around the edge, and kind of clean that up a bit. Over here, this is where we're going to be working today. I've started setting this up. This is actually a new block from Chisel, and I'm super excited that they added this. It's the new concrete blocks. And if we take a look here at concrete, you can see Chisel has added like different shades, all different colored shades here of concrete. And I'll show you later. I've got some of the concrete powder made up. This stuff is really easy to make. You just use your dye. You can use Botania dyes or regular Minecraft dyes. Then just sand and gravel, and that's going to get you 8 concrete powder. And I also finished this chain here, and a lot of just little miscellaneous kind of cleanup work around the base and whatnot. And like I said, today I want to work on the rainbow generator. So I went ahead and made these because they're really not expensive. It's just a bunch of different stuff we have to craft, really. So I went ahead and made 2 of each of them. And the reason being is we have to make ourselves... Whoops. We have to make ourselves some rainbow generators. So let's go ahead, and we're going to have to make the bottom half and the top half. They do require resonating redstone crystals, not a problem. And you can see that each one requires 8 generators for each half of this. So we'll go ahead. Okay, I guess we can't shift click these in. So it needs Nether Star, Survival. Okay, so there's our rainbow generator bottom half. And then our top half, it's Culinary, Death, Halitosis, Magmatic. Okay. So there's that, and then we can just combine these together, just like that. And that is going to get us our actual rainbow generator. They are a little bit expensive, but once you see how much power these things make, it's not even a thing at that point. And of course, I mean, we have tons of everything at the moment. Also, I did order some Nether Stars, a fair amount of them. You can see we've got 389. I mean, our system knows how to make those, but it does take a minute for it to make them, so I figure we'll go ahead and just order a bunch of those. Also, I went ahead and got Dragon's Breath. I know of ways to set up farms for Dragon's Breath. Most of them are AFK farms. The Ender Dragon kind of causes an issue because he can destroy blocks. And from my testing within this pack, because I was going to set up an automatic system, but the Ender Dragon can break stuff. Even if I use Wand of Protection on it or anything like that, the dragon can still break it. So it's kind of a pain for any kind of automated setups. So I just kind of I was like, well, I'll just go get some in bottles, and that'll be good. Because of course we have that Ender Dragon dimension, so it's not really an issue. All right, so for our actual, let me grab my wrench. Actually, I guess the first thing we'll do is we'll just set these generators up. And I've got mana glass here. We're going to be setting it up from the back. And we'll put I think the Nether Star generator here. I would suggest, if you can, the Nether Star generator and the explosion generator. These things are annoying because they have negative effects and they're just bad news. So I'm putting those in the far back. So maybe they won't affect me too much. Actually. Okay. Yeah, we'll put those in the back. I like the way this looks, actually, with those behind the glass. Honestly, order doesn't matter too much. There is a couple that I do suggest. Well, I don't know. Because I was thinking we could do 2 setups, like one on top of each other. You know, and that would work fine. But, and then we would basically pump the items into chests, and they would feed into your generators. Depending on how you want to do it, your layout might matter more, because things like the heated redstone generator and the magmatic generator, those should go together. The overclock generator, let's see here, the survival generator and the furnace generator, these 3 can all 3 go together because they can use the same items. The culinary and the slime generator, those 2 can go together because they use the same things. The rest of this stuff is all separate, but it's actually very, very easy to set up that way and everything. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to put these 2 together because both of these require lava. So I'm going to want those pretty close to each other. I think we're going to move the lava with ender tanks, I do believe. I'll tell you what, another change of heart. I'm going to remove that This is how I build. I always change my mind on everything all the time. Okay, let's tear that out. I want to rotate that one. And we'll go ahead and tear those out. And I'll show you the concrete powder really quick. So basically we've got concrete powder. Then what you can do is you can just put this into the water. And you'll get concrete. Okay, so there's 19 concrete. That'll be good for right this second. We will need more, I believe. Especially when it comes to putting the backs on. Where is my... There it is. Okay, that's what I want. Guardian was trying to get me. Okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll just expand this out. And then I'll just do concrete like that. I think that'll look better than the way I had it. Actually. Quite a bit better. Alright. And then I guess we'll do like the... That is 8, right? 4... Yeah. Okay. Alright. And then on this side, I think... Even though I'm not going to need these set up, like I mentioned, or they have... I mean, I guess I could. It would save on export buses, but... Not too worried about it. So we'll do survival... overclocked, and furnace. And then on the other side we're going to do slime, culinary, disenchantment, and halitosis. Okay, so that's all set up. Wonderful. And if I wanted to, I mean, this ceiling's high enough, I could do another setup above this one, and it would look great. That is an option. These are easy to expand upon, because, I mean, once you know how to set them up, they're actually really easy. And once you have the infrastructure to create all the stuff that you need, you know, that's another big point. But once you have all that stuff, I mean, you're pretty well set. Alright, so these are all set. And then I want to, right here, I'm going to go ahead and we'll switch this out. We'll put the rainbow generator... Whoops. We'll put the rainbow generator right here on this dirt. And you can see that we can right-click and it shows a list of the generators. But right now we don't have any running, so it's not going to, you know, we're not anywhere near running this. Because basically the way this works is for the rainbow generator to run, all of these other generators, all 16 of these different generators have to have ran in the last 10 ticks. Okay? So it doesn't have to be running all at the exact same second, but every 10 ticks, all the other generators do need to have ran. So let's go ahead and order ourselves some export buses. I'm going to want 16 for the way I'm setting this up. And then let's also get ourselves crafting cards. Let's go ahead and get 16 of those. I'm going to make sure that each one of these... Honestly, I don't think every one of them will need crafting cards, because I know sticks and stuff like that, we already have that being crafted automatically. But I'm just going to go ahead and throw crafting cards in each one, just in case I end up, you know, not auto-crafting sticks, let's say. Alright, so let's go ahead and set this up. At least for the ones, I'm going to go ahead and put the export buses onto each one. Some of these, I will have to do a little bit more work to get these running, because some of this stuff we don't have automated. Now, I will say, like, the halitosis generator, I know technically we don't have that one, you know, we don't have that automated, but there's not really a good way to do it in this pack that comes to mind. And then we're going to go ahead and put crafting cards into each of these. I will say at least one of these is probably going to have a expansion card, I think. So each of those have crafting cards. And then what I want to do, actually before I forget to do it, is I want to go through and all of these generators, I'm going to go ahead and just say redstone on. Okay, so that way they only run when they receive a redstone signal. So that's done. And then what I want to do is we're going to start setting up some of these export buses. So this one, the death generator, I think I'm probably just going to use bones. They run for 20 seconds. Yeah, we're just going to use bones. I think I've got plenty of bones. 70,000. That'll be good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put bones onto this export bus. And there we go. That generator now receives fuel. The next one, the frosty generator, I'm going to use ice because it runs for 2 seconds. The snow and the snowballs run for a little bit less. Basically, you're looking for anything, unless it's really out of the way to do so, you're going to want the highest time. It doesn't matter about the power that these generate or anything like that. We're not actually concerning ourselves with how much power each generator makes. We are only... I mean, we'll use the power, but our main concern is this rainbow generator. Because the only generator out of all of these that actually produces very much power is, you know, on a large scale amount, is the Nether Star generator. So, the Ender generator, we're going to use Eyes of Ender. I believe I have those automated already. Yes, we do. Alright. So we'll go ahead and say Eye of Ender. The potion generator, now this one takes a little bit more setup. What we're going to do is, for the potion generator, is let's pop over to here. I'm going to want a fluid tank. Alright, so for this one, we'll just get a white ender tank. That'll be fine. And then we'll pop back over. And then let me get, I'll get like a half stack of bottles. Honestly, like 5 would be fine, but I'm going to go ahead and grab a half stack. This one, I actually don't need the export bus on. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull that off. That's a free channel that we just saved. And what we're going to do is we are going to put a fluid tank on the bottom. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to drain this thing. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to drain, let's go ahead and pop back over, and we're going to set up a couple more of these. The pink generator, I am going to send it, you can pretty much send it anything pink. I'm going to send it mystical pink petals. Okay, and honestly it produces about the same amount of power regardless of what you give it. It's going to be about a half second, 400 RF, 40 RF per tick. I mean, that's just how it works. It's like pretty much all the same. The magmatic generator, this one just takes lava. So I'll tell you what, I could pull the export bus off of that one. Now this one, the heated redstone generator, we are going to want to supply it with redstone. So let me get a piece of redstone, put that into there, and so that one will get redstone. Now it also needs lava, so I believe my lava line is red. I've got to double check real quick. We'll go ahead and knock out the 2 fluid based ones. Yes, it's red. So let me order another ender tank and some red powder. There's that. Okay. So what we'll do is right here. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the bottom of this one. Tell you what, I'm going to grab some ender fluid conduits. Let me think about that one, where I want to put that. Because, I mean, I could put the ender tank right here, and then it could just feed to both of these, but the thing is, I'm going to want to clean this up. And I was wanting to just facade this back, because it'll have conduits. So I'll probably end up sticking it, actually I'm going to put it right here. And then we'll just do red. There's lava, and then I can just run this fluid conduit up. Say, extract is always active. There we go. Those now have lava. Oh wait, that's the pink generator. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now both of these have lava. You'll notice this one's not running because it doesn't have a redstone signal. It's not going to run at all. Because basically we don't want to waste any power. You can actually throttle these. I'll show you once we get it running. But you can throttle these and not really go through that much... not go through that many resources, honestly, to run this thing, and you'll be generating 25 million RF per tick per setup. So it's very powerful power, to say the least. This one, we're just going to set up our ender tank. We're going to set it to output. That's going to start getting water, and then we're going to say we want you to push from the top. And then all we got to do is throw our bottles in there, and you'll notice that it sends a water bottle to this potion generator. Now this does generate, because if you look here, water bottles. They don't last as long as other potions. You can see, I mean, they only last for 0.5 seconds. Where some of these, you know, last a few more seconds. But the thing is, you know, it can quickly replenish itself. So, and honestly, that bottle will last for a couple ticks of our generator. Okay, so this one I've already got redstone going in. The explosive generator, I'm going to want to teach our system how to make TNT. Now you could feed it just gunpowder. That's an option. But I'll show you in just a second why we're not going to do that. So there we go. That's how you make TNT. And we'll just throw this into the auto crafting. And then I'll just order one, make sure it works. Since my AE system's like, bah, I don't know what to do. Okay. And we'll put this into here. And basically there's two different things you can feed into the explosive generator. You can either feed gunpowder, it's going to run for 20 seconds, or you can feed TNT, which is going to run for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So really, I mean, we've got sand generating, we got gunpowder generating. There's really no point in not doing TNT at this point, I feel like. Alright, next up, I know we have the Nether Star one. And I will say this next batch of stuff is the easier stuff. Well, for the most part. There's a couple little setups we're going to have to do in just a second. Alright, the Nether Star generator is really just Nether Stars. They do run for 2 minutes on a single Nether Star, so it's actually not too bad. We'll go ahead and throw that into there. And then the survival generator, the overclock generator, and the furnace generator. We're going to feed all three of these sticks. They all need the same thing. So there we go. And then, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can burn in these. Pretty much any combustibles for these will work, but sticks might as well. Sticks are cheap. They go a long way, and keep in mind we're not worried about the power output. We're worried about the basically the burn length. I know sticks don't burn for a long time, but you know, it balances out to where they're worth having. They're worth using. Alright, so these four right here, these are a little bit more special ones. First off, the halitosis just takes dragon's breath. I know we've covered how to get that. This stuff, I'm not too worried about automating it or, you know, anything like that, because this does run for 10 minutes. It doesn't produce a lot of power, but 10 minutes. And the way we're going to be running this, it's going to be even longer than that. You know, it's going to be like 90 minutes or something like that for each dragon breath. So there's really not too much concern in automating that. Just get yourself a good batch of dragon's breath and you'll be good for a very long time. Now these last three, these are a little bit more special case. The slimy and the culinary, we're actually going to feed them the same things. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to set up a farm for slime. Okay, actually I had a change of heart. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to make a spawner. I think that would be better. So I've got a broken spawner and I've got a powered spawner. And then let's just go get ourselves a blue slime. Okay, there's a slime here, so I'll just grab that one. Finally. I had to actually fly quite a little ways off. They just weren't wanting to spawn any. I don't know. I will say that I did drain a little bit of the slime. Like the liquid slime that was in those. Because I have a drone somewhere. I can't remember where it's at. I'm terrible, but I guess I don't know if it's because of that they weren't wanting to spawn or what. Okay, so that's got power, and now we can go turn it on. I believe the only thing I'm going to have to worry about with them is blue slime balls, but I could be wrong. So I'm just going to pop over there just briefly and just take a look. Yeah, the main thing I see them dropping is slime balls. Okay, so we're producing slime balls steadily. Steadily producing slime balls. It should be fast enough that it's going to be faster than what we're using them. So that's the main concern. And then let me grab a slime ball actually. I don't believe that there's any difference between the two slime blocks. I know that slime blocks can't be eaten by the culinary generator, but I don't think there's any real difference. Yeah. Actually, I don't even think they can take slime blocks. I know they used to be able to, but it seems like they took that away and made them require milk now. So, if I recall correctly, because I remember using the slime generators in Hermit Pack, and they didn't require, you know, that. Alright, now, milk buckets. Let's see. Is there any way that I can turn fresh milk into regular milk? I'm going to say no. So, oh, and the worst thing is milk. In 1.10, it will not store as a fluid. Like, I can't put milk into drums. Which is kind of a headache. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get an ender chest. Let's get 2 ender chests. And then we're going to get, I don't know what color dye. I guess black would be fine. We'll get like 2 of those. And I'll just set up an ender chest line right here that is, let's see, white, black, white. Okay, that's not used. And then let me order a bit of buckets. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say 30 buckets. And then we'll go ahead and get a couple basic item filters. And let's see, I think... Okay, this is filtered to extract milk. And what I'm going to do... Let me actually get conduit. And we'll say that you can insert with a filter. And let me actually get a bucket of milk real quick. And what's the insert? The extract line is green, so that works out perfectly. So we'll say that you can insert milk buckets, and we're going to actually raise the priority. So if this thing can accept milk buckets, I want it to go here. There's going to be plenty of buckets, that's why I made extra buckets. There's going to be plenty of buckets that this can be filled, and this can still have its bucket that it crafts with. Even though I think we're capped on fresh milk right now, and it's just wasting it, but I don't really care. It's not really like it's really wasting or consuming any power or anything like that. So we are inserting milk buckets, and I want you to also extract on brown, always active, and you're going to extract buckets, empty buckets. Okay, and that's inserting on browns. That works perfectly. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a bunch of these. And we should see this starting to fill up, which it is. Great. Good, so this should stay filled with buckets at all times. Milk buckets. Alright, so back over to our power floor, and we're going to put the, I guess we'll put the ender chest right here. Say white, black, white. And then just run our item conduit up to the slimy generator. Extract is always active, and you can insert. Oh, and then, oh, you know what? I'm going to get another filter here. Okay, extract's always active, and then it goes into here. And then this is going to extract on brown, always active. And this will insert on brown. Okay, and we're going to say that you can only insert buckets, empty buckets. And that should be good. I don't think it's going to grab an empty bucket. Yeah, see, I can't put empty buckets in here, so that's fine. It won't be able to insert empty buckets, so that's not really a problem. Okay, so we're getting milk in there. Wonderful. And so now the culinary generator, this one all we have to do is put a slime ball in there, and that one's done. Culinary generator will run off of slime balls, and you can see that it produces 8,000 RF at 8 per tick. So it'll last for a little while. And then the disenchantment generator. That's the last one that we have to set up. Alright, so for this, I think the first thing that I want to do is let's go ahead and automate paper. And I'm going to do so with rice, because we have a lot of rice. And we're not actually using rice for anything else. Sugarcane we're using for sugar. So we'll go ahead and get that, and then I want to teach it how to make a book. And we're just going to use the leather recipe because we have plenty of leather. Alright, there's that, and we're going to go ahead and throw this stuff into here. Okay, I think I figured out what I want to do. I was playing around with a couple ideas, and I finally decided on one. What we're going to do is back here, we're going to set up a quick little thing here. Let's do it, we'll have it come up right here, I think. So let's see, there's our dense line. Okay. We'll just run this back through. And of course I shut off, okay, that is light gray. Okay. I shut off the trash cans. So we're not trashing any of that armor right now. And we're going to use basically a combination, actually. I set up a skeleton spawner over there, and then also all of our drops from the blood altar as well are going in here. And we're basically just going to totally rechange the way we handle equipment. So what we're going to do is we'll put a gold chest right here. Right there. Okay. And then let's go ahead and put a export bus on this. And I'm going to put a capacity cards, 2 of those in there, and then a fuzzy card. Where's my fuzzy card at? Okay, I should make one. Thought I made one, but maybe I didn't. Alright, so fuzzy card goes in there. We're going to say match any. And then let's get a couple pieces of equipment here. Let's go with golden boots, golden chest, golden legs. So we'll throw those in there. And it should start exporting those. And then let's also get like bows. That's another big one. Swords, we'll take stone swords. And then I don't think I have anything else at the moment. I mean, I'll get other stuff later on, but okay, so we're getting all this stuff imported into the system. And then what I want to do from here is we're going to use item conduits to basically filter this stuff off. Okay, this is filled now. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, you know, you can extract, always active. You're going to have an advanced item filter in here. Oh, I don't know why I was trying to put it in the wrong thing. Oh, they added this new feature where you can set damage in these. That's nice. Huh. Okay. But anyways, we're going to say match metadata, match MBT, and we're going to say that you can extract stone swords. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to have a trash can over here that gets all those items. All those stone swords that we're exporting go right into here. So there we go. All those got pulled out. And where's that bow? Okay. And then we're also going to do the same with bows. Basically anything that's not enchanted, I want it to get thrown out. Okay. Damage doesn't matter, anything at all that's not enchanted. Then gold legs, gold chest, and then gold boots. So there we go. Now all that stuff's being dumped out, and we're left with this stuff. You know, pretty much anything that's enchanted. Okay, and I'll tell you what. Let me set this to never active for just a second. I'm going to change this over. I'm actually going to put this filter onto the trash can, because then I can use less filters that way. So we're going to say all this stuff goes into here. This is active always. And then we're going to set the priority on this up to, say, 20. So this is the main priority, is dumping stuff in the trash can. And then what I want to do is let's get an atomic reconstructor. I made one just a minute ago. And we're going to set this up like right, remove that for the time being. And we're going to set the atomic reconstructor like right here. Yeah, right here. And we're going to change this over to pulse. And then I'm going to set a wooden pressure plate. It's really, really similar to the setup we did before for the empowered stuff. Or not the empowered, but the one stuff. I can't think of what it's called, but alright, and let me get the power connection. I believe this one's actually upstairs, isn't it? So it's got power. And then we're going to put this lens of disenchanting on here. And then let's get ourselves a dropper, precision dropper. And we're going to put this like right there. We're going to set that to redstone mode pulse for right now. So there we go. It's getting all those items in there. And then what I want to do is let's get another precision dropper. And what we're going to do is we're going to have another automatic precision dropper right back here. And we're going to go ahead, set this one to pulse. And what I want to do is I want to get a timer now. So let me grab one of those. The RF tools one would be ideal. Okay, we're also going to have a vacuum chest. And then I'm going to go ahead and seal the rest of that off. Okay, So now, what I want to do is on this precision dropper, I want to just have an export bus on it with a crafting card and set to keep books in stock. And there we go. So this should start getting books in it. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a couple books, or those books that I had. I'm going to throw them into there. And then what I want to do is... Actually, I don't want the wooden pressure plate, in fact. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the timer set like right here. And then I'm going to rotate it. And then let me get some redstone conduit. Okay, they actually removed the insulated redstone conduit. That's interesting. Now it's just redstone conduit. Like, that's what it is. I'm going to have to go over there and work that. That's fine. I've got enough redstone conduit for right this second. We're just going to run this along like that. And actually I don't want that. I want, let's see, let's get ourselves a... Do I have a repeater in the system? We're going to get a redstone repeater. And let me get that conduit made, actually. Let me make a bit of that, in fact. Okay, we're going to have our redstone repeater right here. I don't want that to connect. And we're going to set it to 4-tick delay. And then I'm going to have the redstone conduit come off of that over to here. Okay. So then what I want to do is the timing. I'm going to set the delay up to, let's see, we're going to do 400 tick delay. Okay. So once every 400 ticks, it'll get a pulse. Because I don't need it running just super heavy. That'll honestly be fast enough. Okay, I actually derped. So that was my bad. This needs to be right here. They need to be in the same block space. Set that right there instead. And we're just going to kind of shift all this stuff forward. Alright, so that's plugged up. That is getting books now. Then we'll just plug up our redstone conduit. Okay, I think what I want is a sequencer. I have an idea. I have an idea. Okay, so what we're going to do... I may actually move this timer back just a little bit. So the sequencer is going to feed into that, and then this redstone conduit's going to run out. I want those to connect like that. I don't want that to connect, and I want this to connect. Okay, so what we've got is the sequencer we're going to set up and say fill the grid, and when a redstone signal is received, loop the cycle once and ignore loop the cycle once and restart if a new pulse arrives. That's what I want it to do. Just loop it once. Okay, so then what I want to do is we'll set up our timer, and we're going to have it like right there. We're going to say the delay is 500 ticks, and we'll go ahead and rotate that to there, and we're going to say you are active without signal. Okay, so right now it can pull in anything. It can pull in books or whatever, but as soon as a redstone pulse arrives, once the 500 ticks is up, there we go, you can see it just made our enchanted book, and now it just pulled everything in. So basically what it's doing is this vacuum chest is shutting off, which gives the precision droppers time to drop their items. Then the redstone repeater, once that 4-tick delay is up, that's giving these time to drop both their items as well and make sure that they're down. And then once that delay is up, then the atomic reconstructor activates, and then shortly after, the vacuum chest is like, okay, I can grab items now. So I'm happy. That works. That is exactly what I want. And if something happens and there's not anything in this and it drops a book, that's fine, because then the vacuum chest will just pick up the book. So now we just need to handle how this deals with items, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to have this first up, we're going to put a item conduit here. We're going to say, you know, you can extract always active, and let me get a few filters here. And so we're going to put an advanced filter into this one, and we're going to allow this one to grab like bows and chest plates. We're going to say ignore metadata, ignore MBT. You'll grab all of this stuff. And the reason I'm not sending it directly into trash cans is because some of this stuff, like that right there, multi-shot and XP boost 1 and power 3, you know, this can be ran through multiple times and have all the enchantments pulled off of it. So we'll say then insert, and so all this stuff is going to get pulled out. And I will have to add things to this as, you know, enchants come up and stuff like that. I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Alright, so all of those items get filtered out. Now books, I'm just going to dump those back into the system. So let me get an ender chest, and then let me get some yellow dye. And actually the enchanted books, I'm going to dump those back in the system too. So there's really no reason not to. So ender chest will be right here. We'll say yellow, 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 and you can extract, insert. Okay, so there we go. All the items are getting pulled out. Now I could put a filter on this. You know what? Really, instead of having this filter and all that, I'll just have it dump them back in the system. That's what I'm going to do. Everything from the end of the vacuum chest will just go right back into the system, and then if it has, you know, equipment, it'll just send it right back out here. So that'll work fine. That'll be just as good as anything. Alright, and so now we should have enchanted books building up in the system. So then what I want to do is we are going to just set, finally, our disenchantment generator that we've been working on. We are going to get a fuzzy card. We're going to throw it in there, and we're going to say match any enchanted books. So that should be good. Throw that in there. I'll keep an eye on it, but I think that should be good. Besides, those enchanted books are going to run for a very long time. Very, very long time. Okay, so now I think we're good to set all this up. First up, I'm going to go ahead and just connect all the cables, all these light gray cables. Okay, so those are all connected. Actually, now that I think about it, I am going to need to disconnect that. And what we'll do is we'll have this cable come over because there's 8 channels. I totally forgot about that for a second. So that's going to go there. Tell you what, I'm going to remove that for just a second while I'm down here. So I'll have a way out. And then we'll have a light gray channel that comes up right there. And put that back on there. Okay, so everything's plugged up. We should see all these things. Yeah, there's a Protection 2 book. And the one that I actually put in there was Power 1. So you can see the enchanted books are going to get dumped in here. There's slime balls building up. Slime balls building up in that one. Dragon's Breath going in there. We got sticks, 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 nether stars. There's TNT. There's redstone. That one's just lava. Pink petals, water bottles, eyes of ender, ice, and bones. Okay. So now we need all this redstone conduit. We're just going to set up a line here, and we're going to need to connect all of these up. So, do I have a conduit probe? If not, that's okay. I don't mind. No, I don't have one. That's fine. It'll be just as quick to do this by hand as as crafting it anyway. We're almost done, I promise. We almost have this set up. Disenchantment setup took a bit, actually. But I think it's good. And I may actually do a separate video on that, so if you guys want a more, like, a little bit cleaner video, I'll do a setup on that or something. Because I know that was kind of, I was kind of working through it and figuring out, actually I don't need both of those in there. Trying to figure out exactly how I want to set that up, so. Okay, so all of those are plugged in now. Beautiful. And then what I want to do is let's get just some energy conduits. That'll be fine. Because we need to make sure that we're pulling the power out of these, because if these get filled, they'll stop running. And so we're just going to run these along behind them. Pretty much where all of our redstone conduit is. We're just going to follow over with the energy conduits. So there's that. And then let me get a... I'll tell you what, just this capacitor bank will be fine. It's not going to be any issue at all. And then I'm going to need some of these Draconic Energy IO crystals. 2 of them will be good. So we're going to put our capacitor bank, I'll actually put it just right down here. And we'll bring our conduit line down. Let me clear all these settings here. And then we'll have our Draconic IO crystal right there. And we'll just link that up. We're going to say you input into the system, so it's going to start draining all the power out of this. I may want something... 5,000 RF per tick. I'll tell you what, I'll just make this a little bit bigger. That's fine. Make a little bit bigger capacitor bank. Just because each of those that you add gives you another 5,000 pull on it. Honestly, I think pulling out 20,000 per tick should be good, I think. But we'll see. We'll see once we get this plugged up and going. Alright, so now what we need to do is... One of the last things we need to do is grab this timer from RF Tools. Oh yeah, I need to set up this one too. This IO crystal is just going to go on top of the rainbow generator. Or on the bottom, or wherever you want. I'm going to put it on the top. And we'll go ahead, set it, or connect it, and then we're going to say you input. Okay, so now I think we're good. We are good to go. So let's grab our timer, and we're going to put this just right down here. We're going to rotate it. We're going to get our redstone conduit. Plug that up. Let me disable all of that. And we're going to plug it up right there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. And, oh yeah, I need to set the timer. I don't have the timer set, so it's like messing up. Whoops. Okay, we're going to set this delay to 9. Okay? Every 9 ticks, it's going to run. Okay, so now you'll notice that the rainbow generator is running solid. It's running beautifully. And if we come over here, it actually is a little bit dangerous because the nether star generator gives you wither and all that. And you can actually get doom from it, which means you'll die in like a minute, which is pretty bad. But if you notice, this is going 0.5 seconds, or 0.05 seconds every like second, right? So it's gonna, basically what's gonna happen is it's gonna take a really long time for this to run through any items. The only exception is, I mean, some of this stuff's a little bit faster. It's based on the time. For example, the overclock generator, you can see, I mean, it's running through sticks about every second. Not really a major issue, though. Oh yeah, this is keeping up on the power. Because it's only running like 1 tick per second. Or 1 tick every half second is what it's doing. So every 9 seconds, it just pulses the redstone. And as long as this thing... As long as each generator has ran at least once in 10 ticks, the rainbow generator will run. So what's happening is, since we're clicking on those rainbow generators once every 9 ticks, it's causing the rainbow generator to run constantly. And the rainbow generator, for those of you that don't know, that produces 25 million RF per tick. 25 million. Okay, I just realized I've got this connected to the wireless thing. Let me actually break that connection off. I have it connected to the wrong thing, basically. So, that's why we're not producing full power right now, is because I derped. Of course, I derped. Forgive me. Okay, so we're going to break that link. Okay, we're going to connect that one. We're going to pop back down here. Connect it to that. I almost think this isn't... Oh, you know what? I don't have this pulling out the buckets. I have to do that real quick too. Whoops. I'll sort that in just a moment. Couple derps, but there, I mean, there was a lot of stuff to set up, so that's okay. That's all right. Connect that. Okay, so now we're not pumping power into the wireless system, because that was actually not. It was kind of defeating the purpose. It was actually wasting power from the rainbow generator. So what I want to do is, now it should be running good. I think I did 30 buckets and I needed 29 buckets or something like that to balance out. So basically that it had space to cycle, one extra space, just to be on the safe side. I can always change up that system and do like a separate little thing there for that. For the milk crafting if I need it, but I mean we've got a full-size drawer. So I don't think we really need it. Alright, so now we're producing 13.79 million RF per tick. And that's positive over, you know, after what we're pulling out and everything, we're producing 13.79 million. And that's with all the spawners running too. So that's where a lot of the power drain is from, I guess. I still feel like it's not producing full power. There we go. But it is producing a lot more than the Draconic Reactor does, so it's actually a lot cheaper to set up too. Now I will say that if this pack had flux plugs, there's actually a way that you can like increase the amount of power that you have using energy faces, phantom faces. I am going to clean up the back of this. It's mainly just a process of going through and adding these blocks and doing facades and stuff like that, but it's nothing too crazy back here. But anyways, with that, I am going to end up this episode. If you guys have any questions, do let me know down in the comments, and I'll get those answered for you. I mean, for the most part, it was pretty easy to automate for us at this point, at this stage in the pack. Of course, we could have done it sooner, but I don't know, just didn't. Mainly because once you do this power system, you really have no use for any other power creation in the pack at all. Like, this is the end-all, be-all of power generation. And it's really, I mean, I'm sure you guys can tell, it's really not as daunting, I think, as a lot of people think it is. Because, yeah, I mean, you got to automate 16 generators and have them running at the same time. But it's easy to do with redstone. You know, it's pretty simple, right? So, but like I said, I mean, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys want, I can release a separate video just covering this enchantment setup. If you guys are interested, because I know we were kind of jumping around when I was setting it up, because I was kind of just winging it, honestly, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for that, because I'm used to having like auto disenchanters that you can pump items into and stuff like that, but sadly the Draconic Evolution one, even with redstone, it will not auto disenchant stuff, because I did craft one and try it, but it doesn't work with redstone, so there's no way to automate that system. So but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and like I said, this is the final episode for the Direwolf series. So, because I know we've covered most everything that there is that comes to mind for me to cover. I mean, there's a few other things we could do with Botania and Blood Magic, but they were kind of like not really focal points of this series, I think. It was more techish. But if you guys have any requests or something, let me know, and I'll take it into consideration. But otherwise, this is the final episode for this series. So I'll be focusing this time slot has changed over, you know, or will be changing over to the Craft of the Titans pack. Also, FTB Beyond, once that comes out, it's still going to be a few months. But once the expert mode for that comes out, I will be doing a series on that as well. Also, for those of you that were familiar with Tales, you know that Tales is ended. You know, we finished that game out and everything. That time slot will, in the very near future, be changed over to a vanilla Minecraft series. Because I know I've had requests for it. I did start a vanilla series in the past, but with everything going on at that time, I didn't really have the time for it. It was just kind of like a side project. But we will be starting a dedicated time slot vanilla Minecraft series in the near future. I'm actually going to be doing a server play with the TSG group. So that's like my home group, you know, that's the one I originally joined, and I do quite like those people a lot. Really, really great players and stuff in that group and everything. So I'll be joining them for the new season that'll be starting before too long. So that's what's going to go in place of Tails. So, but anyways, like I said, if you guys enjoyed it, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos, and stay up to date with everything that's going on and whatnot. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And once again, if you guys have any questions, do let me know, and I will do my best to get those answered for you as quickly as possible. You know, regarding the generator or anything else for that matter. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I had a lot of fun. It was a blast. We got a lot done, and we've got a lot of power transfer and stuff going. We have a lot of power. So much power. But yeah, I'll still be working, kind of cleaning up and working a little bit on this pack in my free time, like just kind of cleaning up the base and stuff. So in the future there may be a base tour. You know, I still got to do lighting and little things like that, but and then if you guys have any suggestions on things you want to see from this pack, you know, I'll still be around for a bit. So I'll still have this pack and kind of be working on stuff. So you know, I'll definitely take requests and stuff into consideration. So anyways, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast. Thank you guys for joining me. And, you know, unless there's some requests, this will be it. So it's always sad to end a series. But, yeah. So anyways, oh, we're actually making snow back there from the Frosty generator. But anyways, until next time, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time.